2NURFM.com, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.
Really been celebrating innovation. If you've noticed, that's the buzzword at the moment. The Prime Minister is saying we all need to innovate, but there is also this idea that we need to celebrate our history. And John de Gravio, who's an archivist at the University of Newcastle, joins me in studio. What's the idea, John, of celebrating where we've been in our region?
Well, it's all about innovation, okay? You can't get any more innovative than the Renaissance, and the Renaissance was very much a time when people were inspired by the past and forged into the future with fantastic possibilities. That same thing can happen with us. I find that doesn't happen when there's a disconnect between our history and ourselves, when we don't know what we've done, what we've achieved. How can we know what we're capable of?
I've got a case in point here, John. I took my kids to Morpeth and I was explaining to them that was in fact the capital of the Hunter, and it was the biggest port. It was a busy place, and they were like, "No, Mum, how could it be busier than Newcastle?" I said, Newcastle was second fiddle to this little town called Morpeth. And they were astounded by that. And there's lots of examples of that across our region. Can you touch on some for me, John?
Well, everywhere. I mean, with Morpeth, the entrance to Morpeth was the river. Well, we've since turned our back on the river. So it's that's the lifeblood of the region. So that's one thing that we've just ignored. And when we ignore these things, we don't just forget about them. They allow to go into decay. So the next generation forgets that we ever did it, which is a real... it's a
travesty, isn't it?
It is, because they don't know. See, it's not about... The whole idea of heritage is all about heirs. So what you leave to your next generation, that's what heritage is all about. So if you're not telling your children what you've achieved as a people, then you're sort of depriving them of their chance to do something incredible in future.
So tell me about this Coal River Precinct and what is it that you're trying to put together?
Well, the Coal River Precinct is basically the area of land at the mouth of the Hunter where European settlement had its birth. So the birth of Newcastle was there. But connected to that birth is also the Aboriginal landscape as well, in the form of Nobbies. So Nobbies has the Waibagamba legend according to it, and it's we've tried to bring all those sort of aspects together between not just the 200 years of European settlement, which we glorified all the time, but also the 7,000 to 50,000 years of continuous Aboriginal habitation of the area. So we wanted that all recognised, because Newcastle, besides being a fantastic coal port in terms of being the place of the earliest discoveries, the first exports and the first profit of coal,
and continues to be the biggest export hub of coal.
And we can be, we had, if we look at Aboriginal things, we had our first systematic study of an Aboriginal language. It happened here. Our first environmental action in the country, where a community came together to stop the blowing up of Nobbies in the 1850s. There were gunpowder tunnels that were dug out by the convicts in Nobbies to blow it up. 49 gentlemen of the business community, who were probably the equivalent of the Greenies back then, conservatives, conservationists, there's the connection, stopped it from being blown up. So, there's a wonderful... You don't imagine that there are any connections between the business community or the green movement, but there was. That's the whole idea of what conservation was about. The business community was also responsible for enabling King Edward Park, that whole area, to be gazetted for the public use. So there were all these wonderful things that the community did for itself. The first autobiography, the first dictionary ever compiled in the country was compiled here.
See, all these fascinating things. I love it when you tell us these things, because I think, wow, we do have a lot to celebrate.
We do.
And that's what you're trying to get at here,
well,
isn't it?
The problem is we put all this and the facts before Canberra, and Canberra sent us back a letter saying, no, your application for national recognition has been rejected. And
so
our
attitude
is, our attitude is that, why is it rejected? How can you reject history? It's like you coming to me and saying, I'm Merrill, and I come from here and here, and these are my parents. I'm saying,
oh,
no,
sorry,
they're not.
Merrill. That doesn't cut it.
No, sorry. No.
So what are we going to do as a community, and where are we at now?
Well, I think at the point now, I think we really need our elected representatives and basically people to own it. So it's the community, it needs to come together and say, look, this is our history, these are our achievements, and we want them nationally recognised, because at the moment we are no longer in the Australian story. Okay.
No, that's not good enough. Now, you've said that you've got to get 250,000 petition signatures. Where is that at this stage?
Well,
What
that was an idea that Don Seaton Wilkinson came up with, which I thought was fantastic, because he came to the Coal River meeting, and a number of them got quite, got a bee in their bonnet over the fact that these nominations were all rejected, and so they next year are going to organise some sort of campaign to get the public to support it. And he said to me, look, we need 250,000 signatures to really get this home.
Okay.
That means that everyone's got to own it. Everyone's got to say, look, we're going to come together for Newcastle and the region, and we're going to make sure that this story is nationally recognised.
It sounds as though it's an ongoing fight and one that we continue to have, but it's got to happen, as you say. We can't just say, well, it didn't happen, and it's part of our heritage. John de Gravio, thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for all the hard work you're doing on this. And look, we'll keep it running. Have you got a website or a Facebook page?
Well, the Coal River Working Party site through the university. We've got blogs. We've got 57,000 images or something on Flickr. They're all in high resolution. There's oral histories that have just come out a couple of months ago. So there's a huge amount of wealth of information, and not just relating to Newcastle, but relating to the entire region. So,
okay. So where should people head if they're feeling as passionate as you about it? Where would you like them to go?
Go to Google and do a search.
All right,
and you'll run into us somewhere.
So put Coal River Working Party on
it.
there, and you can see all the information.
Yeah.
John, we'll keep a watching brief on this and keep talking to you about it. And in the meantime, get that petition up and running. We've got the pencils ready to sign away. We really do. Thanks,
Okay,
John.
thank you.
John de Gravio, archivist at the University of Newcastle, member of the Coal River Working Party, and passionate advocate of our history here in Newcastle. And we all should be advocates and passionate about it as well, in my humble opinion.